the Science Museum warns people at their Seeing Things Queerly tour that Lego is gendered and push the idea that heterosexuality is the norm.
The what tour? Seeing Things Queerly? OK. It comes as people describe the toy bricks as having male and female parts that are designed to mate together.
Well, of course, that's the way it should be, isn't it? Because you need the parts to connect oppositely for them to work. I mean, it's an engineering thing. So has inclusivity gone too far? These warnings seem a bit ridiculous. Joining us now is the Director of Advocacy at Sex Matters, Fiona McAnena. Fiona, thank you very much for joining us. Is this diversity and inclusion gone way off the scale? Has it just gone too far?
I think there is a risk of backlash, yes, and that won't do anyone any good. I mean, what we know about this is that there's a network, the Gender and Sexuality Network at the Science Museum, and we see these staff networks having a lot of influence in lots of places. And in this case, it's clearly just a distraction from the main work of the Science Museum. And if people go in and think that they're being confronted by nonsense instead of by science, that's not good for the Science Museum.
Yeah, it kind of dilutes the whole point of the Science Museum, you know, dealing in facts and science and biological reality. And to have the Science Museum pushing this kind of nonsense is a bit concerning, no?
Yes, it is. I mean, the name of this exhibition tells you everything, seeing things queerly. What they should be doing is helping people see things clearly. And why they think that this adds to scientific knowledge, I don't know, because gender, this thing is all about gender ideology, the idea that it's wrong to recognize two sexes, that somehow you have to reject that. But that's reality. And actually, it's been long established, as you said, Nana, in the world of engineering, that the sticky out bit's the male part and the innie bit's the female part. And Lego bricks have got little posts on the top and little tubes on the bottom. That's how this toy works. I can't see what's wrong with that. And if we're now teaching children that they should find fault with that, where does that take them? They'll be very confused.
Well, it seems a bit ridiculous. Even in, you know, like there's a male and female connector in the antennas and in plugs and all sorts of things. And we use that that's how it works in engineering and all this kind of thing. What are your thoughts on Donald Trump, then? Because he's just literally come out and said that he's banning trans women from female sports. I just wanted to get your take on him.
Yes, he has said what everybody knows, which is that there are two sexes, and in sport that matters, and no one can change sex. It's refreshing to hear it said so clearly. I think that there is now a bit of a shift, that everyone else who agrees with that is starting to feel that it's okay to say so. You know, all the polling shows a vast majority of people in the US and in the UK believe that female sport means no one male, and whilst we can be inclusive in lots of ways, we cannot allow men into women's sport because it's just not safe or fair. So it's refreshing to hear it, and I, very much look forward to some of our political leaders being equally clear.
Yeah, I think we'll get there, Fiona. I've always said I think we're 2 or 3 years behind the US, maybe a little bit more, but I think the tide is turning. Donald Trump and his team taking a flamethrower to woke and DEI and the gender nonsense. So I think we'll get there. But could you imagine, though, 15, 20 years ago, having these kinds of conversations? Is it OK for a man to play in women's sports? I mean, it just shows how barking mad the world's got in recent years. But I think the tide's turning. Fiona McAnena from Sex Matters, thank you very much. Appreciate your company.